Okay, so we just want to go into log and shooting in that particular profile. Now this is probably something that a lot of you have used, but maybe something that other people haven't ever even heard of. If you look in your cameras that you've got, or any cameras you've got access to through uni, they will have a bunch of different picture profiles in them. You could select any of these and it may look good straight off the bat, and straight out of camera the picture looks fantastic. But there's also log profiles within them. These capture a very flat looking grey washed out low contrast image. But what this is designed to do, this is capturing as much detail as possible from that camera and from the camera sensor. So this log profile is capturing from the darkest areas of the shadows to the brightest areas of the highlights and retaining all that detail. Now this is detail that would get lost in other picture profiles. So a log image, when this comes out of your camera, it's almost like a digital negative. So if your client is watching and seeing the log image that you're filming, they're not going to be very impressed because it doesn't look particularly nice. Because what you need to do once you've finished is basically develop this in the color grade and bring back all those details and bring back that saturation and that contrast to make it look like you'd expect it to look. But because you have more detail to play with, you can get a lot more out of the color grade and just push it a bit more. Now all different cameras will have different dynamic ranges, and what this is basically the camera's ability to record the brightest brights in the highlights and the darkest darks in the shadows and retain as much detail as possible in them, which is pretty important in particular for high contrast scenes. Or for example, if you're filming someone stood under a tree and it's bright behind them, but they're a little bit in shade, you want to be able to capture the sky without blowing out your highlights and also expose the subject well and keep the details in those shadow areas as well.